This short video is going to show you how to use the folder structure in Brightspace, as well as how to add basic content to your course. Before I show you how to do that in a course, you have to understand how the folder structure works. So at the very top level for content in your Brightspace course, you have something called a unit. This could be something like week 1 or week 2. It's at that very top level. And you can put content underneath that folder, but if you're looking for further organization, you need another folder. In this case, they would call that second folder a lesson. And so you would add that second folder and add content underneath that lesson. So you can add content underneath a unit, and you can also add content underneath a lesson, or both at the same time if you wanted to. If you needed a third folder to help organize things, they actually call that a folder. And so you could add, it doesn't matter if it's a Word doc, PowerPoint, you can add them at each one of these levels, and it just kind of depends on how you want to set up your structure. So I tend to refer to each one of these as folders, but Brightspace will have them labeled a little differently. So just remember that that top level is unit, that second level for organization is lesson, and that third level is folder. So I'm going to go over to the content area of my course. And I'll kind of explain that structure in here, and then I'll recreate it for you. And so at the very top level, I created 3 weeks, and I just added the word unit here so we understand what we're looking at. And underneath week 1, I added a bunch of documents, syllabus, card tricks, presentations, an assignment, and a web link. And so I just threw that content underneath that first folder structure called unit. If I wanted an additional layer, so for example, here's week 2, I have a Tuesday and Thursday lesson or folder right here. If I click underneath Tuesday right here, I have, a couple of other documents right there. And finally, if I went to week 3, I have at that top level, it's a unit, and Tuesday is a lesson. And then I have a folder here called movies, and then a couple of movies underneath. That would be my third level. So once again, it's like I don't have to use a second and third level. I could put everything under a unit, or for further organization, I could put everything under a lesson, and then third, I would have a unit, lesson, and folder. So I'll recreate that for you so you can see what it looks like.